Hello, and thank you for joining our webinar today about certain 2019 tax payments can be deferred until July 15th, according to the IRS Notice 2020-17. I think everyone here knows Chuck Thornton of RC Thornton and Associates CPAs. Chuck works extensively in the tax area. He is an author, lecturer, and frequent guest webinar presenter. The firm's mission is to help clients achieve financial success, and that means saving taxes. Chuck's background includes being a CPA, personal financial specialist, charter life underwriter, and certified financial planner. He is a graduate of New York University with a master's in taxation. Don't hold this against him, but he did work for the IRS a long time ago. He is also owner of RC Thornton Financial Solutions, LLC, another CPA entity specializing in investment planning. Welcome, Chuck Thornton.
Well, thank you, Kit, and hello to everyone here who is going to be listening to this recording. This one is not live, by the way. We're just simply recording this in our office. I'm sure a lot of you have been watching TV and you've been listening to radios, and you can probably get industry newsletters, and certainly something about you can pay your taxes in July has come across your desk or you're viewing on TV. So when this first came out, we started putting together a presentation on this. We've already sent out an email, by the way, which you may have already received. And it seems like every 24 hours as we think this through, we find more and more strategies and implications of basically this law change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the things that's in that memo that we sent about how you can defer your taxes till July 15th. And then we're going to add a few strategies that we have actually come up with. We actually sit around as a firm, we brainstorm on this to come up with our strategies that we use, which is something unique about our firm. We just don't prepare the returns. We actually come out with specific strategies, and then we apply them across the board to clients, and then we customize those two at the same time. So let's take a look at, I guess I am trying to, there we go. Certain 2019 tax payments may be deferred until July 15th. Now, by the way, this is the same thing as we have in the handouts, but I'm going to add some information at the end. So the first thing on this is that this is a deferral of payment of taxes. It is not a permanent getting out of taxes, and it is not a you don't have to file your return ever, and it's not that if you're going to file after April 15th, you still have to go an extension. So you have to view this as basically the government's giving you about a 3-month float with no penalties and interest on making the payments to the IRS. So if you owe less than $1 million as an individual, let's focus on individuals. Corporations are a lot more than that. If you owe less than $1 million, as it turns out when your return is filed come April 15th, you can actually pay that July 15th as long as you have your return on extension. So let me reemphasize again, it's not an extension of time to file or extend. It's a provision for the relief from penalties and interest for payments of taxes, which would be due April 15th of 2020 for 2019 taxes, and the first quarter estimates for 2020, which are also due on 4/15/2020. We don't see much literature out there when people talk about this in the news talking about your first quarter. And when this law came out, we didn't get the text so quickly. We wondered about that ourselves. So this might be new by saying this applies not only to your 2019 taxes due April 15th, but it also applies to your first quarter, not second, third, or fourth, but your first quarter estimate for 2020, which also due April 15th. The law basically says taxes due April 15, 2020. Again, you still need to make sure that you're going to file an extension, and that we'll be talking about later on. This information comes from an IRS Notice 2017. To start off with an announcement by the Commissioner of IRS, it came out a notice, and actually since this has happened, it's actually been incorporated into the law that just got passed, showing you how quickly this all happens. It clarifies No extensions provided in the notice for payment, meaning these two have to do an extension. There was a time where one proposal in this was you didn't have to file an extension. Yes, you still have to file an extension. And it's only for federal income taxes. It's not for payroll taxes. It's not for gift taxes. It's not for excise taxes. And it's not for state income taxes. And as far as we've known, we have not seen any state law mimicking this. So therefore, just keep on thinking this is for federal, where the bulk of the tax liability would come from. It brings several questions we've been talking about in our office, and let's see about the recommendation. So, does it excuse payment for quarterly estimates for 2020 only for the April 15th, 2020? Excuse means delayed. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have to pay the tax on it. So if you want to take advantage of this, what do? Keep in mind, when we did your extension calculations, we include the first quarter estimate in your extension payment anyhow. So if you owed $5 for your extension, you owe $10 for your first quarter estimate. Our extensions had $15 in them. So therefore, we're very well suited for this particular situation. You are going to have to file for a first quarter estimate anyhow. Okay, so we're thinking that the refund of any overpayment would go against the first quarter estimate. So now we interpret it to be is you must still file the extension, and we will be filing those electronically for you. And if you owe money with your extension for 4/15, which includes our first quarter, you can delay the payment until July 15th. Caveat, you still need to timely pay your second quarter subsequent estimates as scheduled. I'm going to talk in a few minutes. Some people have already received their extension information from us before this law even came out, and then there's some people who still, we will be getting their extensions to them. So I want to talk about a little bit of an advantage that you can use, okay, in a moment. If I take advantage of this, and if I'm still on extension July 15th, how do I send the money? So as you know, some people here, we do their tax returns, and maybe you might not get them to August, September. Remember, if we put you on extension, and we'll send you the information about you being on extension, and we'll say, we have already put you on extension electronically for the federal, not the state. We've already done for the federal. And then what it basically says is, if you owe money, send it in. In effect, your extension form becomes almost like a voucher for the payments that you're sending in. So if you decide you're not going to pay it April 15th, remember it includes the first quarter estimate, you can wait until as late as July 15th, and then you would write the check and send that form in at the same time. Remember, we've already filed electronically anyhow, but that becomes your way of saying, hey, this is my money for this particular extension. Okay, now we have some recommendations, but here's the key thing. Our suggestion is stay the course with extensions estimates as we provide it and make a decision. Do you want to take advantage of delaying the payment? Some people are going to say, I don't owe enough. I don't want to worry about it. I want to be done with this. Just stay the course and do it the way we've always done it in the past. Or you may decide, I want to delay the payment until several days before July 15th and use the extension form that we provided. Or you might say, I want to pay some now and some later, but remember, you might have to send your extension form twice if you're going to do that. Okay, if you already see that your 2020 income will be less than 2019, it's possible that the quarterly estimates we've already given you may be too high. So if by June 1st you feel that this is the case, let us know. So you can mark your calendar and let us know if you want to talk about possible changes. We will not necessarily call you up and say, do you want us to change your estimates? You need to let us know. The configurations of the number of times we'd have to call people would be endless. So we're just saying, here's your extensions. Keep in mind that your income for 2020 might be less than what was provided. Just mark your calendar and say, do check up with RC Thornton June 1st, 2020. Now remember, you can only defer $1 million. Anything excess of that needs to be paid, and you can send in some, but not all the payments on the extension. I would be inclined to do all or nothing. You could get yourself complicated in this whole thing. However, whatever your decision is, would you send us an email and let us know? So when we actually do your return, we'll know what's happening on that. Remember, it does not apply to state taxes, and continue to make those extension payments as we provided. Okay, now, an update that's not even on these slides, and we'll be coming out with this later on. But we have two categories of clients. Some clients, we've already done their extensions. We've already sent them their quarterly estimates. We've already sent them the second quarterly estimates, which would be due June 15th. For those clients, there's a little bit of an opportunity. And for the clients that we're still in the process of doing the extension, let me tell you what we're going to do first for the ones that we're doing extensions now where we know about this law change. What we're going to do is we're going to take your first and second quarter estimates and we're going to put them into your extension amount. So if your taxes was $10 and each quarterly estimate was $5, so that would be another $10, we would have you pay $20 with your extension, and that would include $5 for the first quarter and $5 for the second quarter. Here's the catch on this. That means you actually pick up an extra month for paying that second quarterly estimate by basically paying the extension on July 15th. Now, we couldn't have done that. We didn't have knowledge of this for the people who already received it, but there's nothing that stops you from doing this on your own. If you like this idea and you say, I would rather just go ahead and take my second quarter, you can add it to the extension amount we already had. So let's say you had $10 for your tax payment for the extension amount. You had $5 for your first quarter. We have 15 in there. And then you're looking at it, say, here's another $5 quarterly payment. You could just write in this thing for yourself and put down $20 at the top and send the $20 in. Now you need to let us know you did this. We unfortunately we don't have time with this law change to go change everyone's vouchers, so we won't know that you did it unless you send us an email that you've done this. So what we're going to do is we're going to, for the ones that we're doing right now, we will automatically do the first and second quarter. We won't provide you a second quarter estimate payment, and then what you do is you just file it accordingly. For the people we've done it, if you want to do this, again, you need to take your second quarter, add it to your extension amount, and then don't pay the second quarter because you put in the extension. You need to let us know. Just send us an email that that's what you've done. We will not be reminding people come July 15th. Oh, by the way, if you're delaying all this stuff, don't forget to do it. You need to write this down on your calendar. Again, the configurations of Jack pays 50%, John pays 100%, Jill does the second quarter estimate, and Harry does it with his extension. The configurations are too much for us to be following up on. So you just make your decision. You just simply send us an email and say, I paid my second quarter with my extension amount of so-and-so, July 15th. That's if you got them before today, or after that, we will have already given that to you. You will still need to make sure you pay the states as scheduled. So don't be goaded into thinking that this is going to be something that's for the state. The states may change, but nothing's come out, and quite frankly, we have to get all these things done for you folks. So here's an opportunity for you to delay legitimately without penalties or interest taxes due for April 15th for the federal and the first and second quarter estimate, if you follow my last scenario, to delay that until July 15th. That's a pretty nice configuration, but please mark your calendars what you need to file, and would you send us an email and let us know what you've done. If you have questions, give us a call, of course, and I think that will take care of it. I want to tell you here for a moment about some other webinars we have coming up very shortly. There is a new tax law that has come out. Not tax law, but there's a lot of economic incentives that have come out. And the one that just got signed yesterday is called the Family First Coronavirus Response Act. And then, like I say, they just have a pretty basic thing on this. This has to do with sick pay for people who have less than 500 employees and how that works, what you're required to do, how it works, and things like that. We're going to have an attorney named Don Johnson, who we've had before, who's going to be the primary presenter on this. We don't have the date yet, but we think it'll be this coming Monday or Tuesday. We will be letting you know. I would say definitely listen to that one too. And then as other things come out that financially would impact you, and we're aware of them, we'll have a few other webinars also. So I just want you to be aware of that one. And with that, Kit, I'm going to go ahead and give it back over to you, and you can
All
go
right.
ahead and close us out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Chuck. Hey, I do want to let everyone know that we enjoy collaborating on webinars with people such as Don. So if you have a topic to collaborate with us, let us know, send us an email or give us a call. It is free. We would love to work with you on your specific topic of interest for your business or possibly your trade association. Also, if you're watching this recording, please send us your comments via email to info@rcthornton.com. And all of our webinars are posted to the website www.rcthornton.com, so you can check these out there. So thank you so much, everyone, and we wish you a very great day.